Okay, this right here is Cloud Asset Management. This is one of my SANS books. And this is class Management 516, Managing Security Vulnerabilities, the Enterprise and the Cloud. So, this book is boring as fuck, but I'm gonna have to use these books to try to get me a new job. So I'm going to try to go through all of them some more. I know I started going through some of these books with you guys, but then I got sidetracked. But now I'm back. So I'm going to look at goals of the course. I'm going to start to try to go through this whole entire thing for you motherfuckers. So what is the goals of this course? Management 516. What is the goal? This is the goal. Identify existing vulnerabilities and understand the severity level of each. Prioritize which vulnerabilities to remediate. Identify potential controls to avoid and mitigate vulnerabilities in the enterprise and in the cloud. It's all about remediation, mitigation. Mitigation mean to curtail or to lessen impact, or to completely stop or intercept. I don't know what mitigate means. You go figure it out. Develop effective vulnerability reporting for management. Effective vulnerability reporting. So what is effective vulnerability reporting? Who the fuck knows? You got to go make it effective. Give somebody a report that they can utilize to protect their assets. If it's effective, well, if it's ineffective, then it's not going to be much useful, is it? So you need effective vulnerability reporting for the management team. And the management is full of assholes who will lay you off anytime they feel like it. So you have to kiss their ass and basically act like they're gods until they no longer need you. All right, Miller Lite time. What else? What's another goal? Determine relevant treatment techniques and controls in the enterprise and in the cloud. What are relevant treatment techniques? I don't know, man. You gotta go fix the issues or the problems, and you gotta make it make sense, and it needs to be relevant to the asset that has the issue. If you've got an issue in the cloud, you need a treatment technique that supports your assets as they transition to the cloud, right? And what else did it say? And controls in the enterprise and in the cloud. So you're looking for, what's a control, first and foremost? A control is something that, I don't know what control is specifically, but I think control is something that you can utilize within your infrastructure to mitigate or to remedy an issue, right? So a control is something that you put in place once an issue is found. So if you have a leaky server, you put a control in place to patch it up. A control can be a patch. There you go. A control can be a patch. Have you ever heard of Patch Tuesday? That's what a control can be. All right. Develop a framework for continuous improvement. Everybody wants to get better. Nobody wants to stay the same. Oh, God, you suck. So do you want to continue to suck? No. You want to get better and get better and get better and better and better and continuously improve over the course of time. You continuously get better. That is the goal. All right. So let's move on to another page. Goals of this course. By the end of this class, our goal is to provide you with enough information to enable you to design, develop, implement, and operate a vulnerability management program. And if you can't, don't be mad, because I can't either. And I've already taken this class. That's because I'm dumb. And I like to drink when I study. What is vulnerability management? I don't know, but all these different tools you can use to manage vulnerabilities. Rapid7, Check marks I've used, Qualys I've used, AppScan, never. Micro Focus, never. Black Duck, yes. Nessus, no. Tenable, no. White Source, no. Yeah. Veracode, OpenVAS, yes. Some of these companies I'm familiar with, but these are tools that you would utilize to manage your vulnerabilities after you run those static scans or it's called a DAS and a SAS. Or is it DAS? I know it's a DAS, Dynamic Application Security Testing, and Static Application Security Testing. Those are the two types of scans that you'll run. And these tools are basically, you can use them to run the scans, and they're oftentimes used as repositories so that you can manage those scans once they've been ran. And so you'll have a nice little Rolodex of issues that have been found on your network once you run some of these tools. So, all right. Next picture I got here is, what is vulnerability management? Prepare, identify, analyze, communicate, and treat. PIACT. Remember that. Prepare, identify, analyze, communicate, and treat. How this class is going to be structured. All right, so day 1, overview and prepare. Day 2 is to identify. And if you see, that's the book. Identify. Then you got analyze and communicate. So as you can see, there's books for each one of these different days. Treat, buy-in, and program, and maturity. Buy-in, program, and maturity. So maturity, of course, is you're maturing, you're growing. The program, you can pass it off to somebody else who comes in behind you, and you've got a nice, defined, well-built program in place so they don't have to build it from scratch, right? All right, let's move on. All right, so cloud overview. What is cloud computing? The style of computing in which scalable and elastic IT-enabled capabilities are delivered as a service using internet technologies. Common cloud usage types, public clouds. You've got private clouds, you've got hybrid cloud, you got multi-cloud. Public cloud, that's your Amazons, your Azure, and whatnot. And there's more. So 3 high-level services: infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service are and on-premises. All right, so that's enough for tonight, guys. I got some drinking to do. So as you can see, we're going to talk a little bit more in depth about what some of these services are. On-premise, access. Well, as you can see here, you got your on-premise infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. And then you see how much control you have. If you're on premise, you've got control over data, applications, configuration, runtime, middleware, operating system, virtualization, server, storage, networking, physical. And as you go to infrastructure as a service, it stops at operating system. That's where the control stops. And then if you go to platform as a service, the control stops at the application level. And then as you go for software as a service, it's a little bit less. You've got access, but all of these other things are going to be managed by the actual service provider. And you would you get access to less of the service on the right side. That's software as a service, platform as a service, infrastructure as a service, and on-premise. As you can see, on-premise, you have access to everything. So anyway, we're going to go through this a little bit more. And stay tuned. Miller time.